What's up, words? Today we're going to talk about nutrition. People call it diet. People call it, a way of living. A lot of people need to watch how they speak and how they talk to themselves because a lot of people hear the word diet and they cringe. They don't want to do it. They're scared to do it. They think that it's going to be about starving yourself, depriving yourself, and you just have a misunderstanding about it. The only reason why you're scared is because you're lacking knowledge. The only reason why you're fearing about it is because you don't know nothing about it. So you just, hear these horrible stories about you're going to go into a starvation mode. They're going to take away this. They're going to take away that. Nah, man, it's none of that. You're just not educated enough to understand that it's about portion control. It's a numbers game. So when people ask what's the best diet, I always say the one that you're going to follow, the one you're going to stick to. And for most of us, 99% of the people here, they're used to eating protein, carbs, and fat, three components that the body needs so that it's a source of energy. There's a lot of diets that they call, that they restrict the carbs. They restrict the carbs, they minimize the fat, and they do a lot of, crazy things that, they're going to make you tap out. You're not going to last. It's not, sustainable. And a lot of people end up doing those diets out of desperation, out of trying to get the weight off as quick as possible. And it's not the case. It's not always going to work because this is long term. So you got to realize what you're doing and actually know about that diet. Seek more information about the diet because a lot of people that end up doing these crazy diets, they will plateau. They'll end up at a stand and say they have to lose 50 more pounds. They only lost 40. Now it's like you're stuck. You deprive yourself so much that now you don't know what to do. Now you're confused. Now you're frustrated. Now you start creating this belief that this is not going to work for you. You can never be this. You can never, get that weight off that you wanted. Nah, there's steps and there's a process to follow. A lot of my people lost over 100 pounds, 120 pounds, and it's long view, but we have to find what works for them, and it's just piecing everything together so you could last on this journey and make it a lifestyle. Because once you do that, once you come in with that mindset of, okay, you know what, this is my lifestyle, this is what I do, this is, how my schedule is, we start finding, how this nutrition could play a big part on the way that you live. There's a lot of people right away, it's like, oh, I can't have 5 meals. I'm so busy. I don't have no break. Okay, we'll modify that. Or there's other people like, oh man, I can't eat, 3 meals only. That's all I have eating all this time and I don't think I could do 4. So that's just your belief. You don't know that, you've been consuming so much on those 3 meals. So once we break it down, you start noticing how the body moves, how the body responds. I got a lot of clients that they get shocked. They're like, damn, man, it seems like I'm eating more frequently now and I'm still losing weight. I'm losing the weight. It's because, it's about portion control. It's about knowing that, yeah, you're going to be in a deficit because you're trying to lose the fat, but it's not about taking it from 0 to 100 and deprive yourself and start taking away. There's no foods that are off limits. You just have to know how to structure your meals. Now there's a lot of people that, they're like, oh, I just eat this every day. That's it. So that's going to make you think that, oh man, I'm not going to eat that. It's going to be boring. I can't do that. I like more food. I like variety. So there's a misunderstanding there because nobody says that you got to eat like me. Nobody says that you got to eat like that other person that eats the same meal every day. A lot of people, they're just accustomed to it. They're used to it. They use it as fuel. They put it in it's how you talk to yourself. They already put it in your head. You know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm not going to be, confusing myself because a lot of people are busy. So if you were to be busy, wouldn't it make more sense than you keeping it simple? Now, if you have all this time in the world, then man, you could create some delicious meal, awesome meals, which a lot of my team members do. They get creative. And it fits their numbers that are given to them and they're losing the weight, so they make it fun, they make it, exciting and they get creative with it. So like I said, no foods are off limits. That word diet, I don't know who brought it up, who made it up, but people always, hear that word diet and they cringe. So it's about, it's your perspective on it. Are you going to see it as, torture? Are you going to see it as, depriving yourself? Are you going to see it as, oh, I'm going to be restricted? Nah, man. You just don't know. You just don't know what you're doing. You just don't even know the full, information about it. You don't know the full, layout behind it of how to structure your meals, how we go by your height, weight, body fat percentage, your lifestyle, what type of work do you do? All that plays a big factor. It all ties in to what numbers are you going to get. And then from there, we start taking it, a step at a time, step at a time, step at a time. If it needs any adjustments where your body gets stuck, then that's when we adjust, and keep it moving. Your body's going to be ready to make that move. And that's how you start losing the weight properly. That's how you start tightening up the skin. A lot of people that go and do these crazy diets end up with a lot of loose skin. They don't like the look that they, the end result, the look that they end up having. There's no muscle development. They don't even know how to work out and build muscle. That's another problem that I'm encountering now. So as I keep getting clients and getting to know them and, understand their lifestyle, how they've been treating themselves, I'm able to, facilitate the problem. I'm able to expedite the problem. And that's what a coach is needed. That's why you need a mentor. That's why you need someone that's going to push you there. Because if you do it on your own, you will talk yourself out of it, because there's going to be a point where you're going to get confused. There's going to be a point where you're not going to know what to do. And the first thing that we do as humans is quit. We do not go out after it and try to look for information or go back to the drawing board, because our excuse is like, damn, well, I don't have time. This took me a long time to get this started. Now I have to start all over from scratch. And that's where people fail, because they just give up. That's just it. People give up because they don't know what they're doing, or they try something and they end up, hitting a roadblock, and then they just turn back around. But the thing about it is that you're going to end up, snapping out of it and realizing that, hey, you know what? Fuck, man, I do want it. I do want to, got to get the results. I need the results. And then here you go again, trying it and on your own. And you're setting yourself up for failure. So once again, don't see it as a diet, see it as a lifestyle, see it as a journey, seeing as healthy eating, seeing as, respecting your body, see it as fuel. Once you get those terms in your head, you will succeed. Let's run it. Let's go.